My fiance and I said that before we leave Noosa we have to do a lot of the things that we've said we were going to do, but we've just never gotten around to. So we wrote a big long list of all these different activities that we want to do, and then each weekend we're trying to tick off at least one of them. So this weekend we've come to a local lake where they've just recently installed a suspension bridge, and it looks really beautiful. I mean, the lake itself is beautiful and it's so quiet. Even though people, you know, there's houses just behind me, imagine your outlook just being like nature and this lake, and it's just so beautiful. But I think it is about to pour down, although we have checked the forecast and it's not really saying that there's a lot of rain coming, so I guess we're about to find out. I think, having read the description of this walk, we're going to get a little bit wet anyway, so I mean, at the end of the day it's just a bit of water, clothes can be cleaned, so it's not really a big deal. So let's hope the rain holds off, but if not, it'll just add to the fun of it. We're really lucky. It only rained a little bit, and then we got to the farmer's shop and it just poured down. So I'm hoping the sun's out at the moment, and I'm hoping it stays nice and sunny because we're meant to be going for a picnic this afternoon. And I picked up these pieces from the farmer's shop for our picnic. So I picked up this aged cashew cheese. It sounds really good. It says it is a semi-hard cheese with sharp cheddar overtones, so I'm really excited to give this one a try. And then I also picked up this cashew nut camembert as well, so hopefully this is good. And then whilst I was at the farmer's shop, I picked up these different tempehs. They're lupin tempeh. I haven't actually tried this brand before, so I've got this one which is like a barbecue flavor, and then this one as well, and I'm not really sure how you say it, but it's like, is it fury cake or fury cark? I'm not sure, but it's kind of spicy. So I'm thinking I'm going to use this one and make a vegan, like a Caesar salad for lunch. So I'm hoping this is really nice. And I picked up, I've been looking for a chai that is not full of sugar, and every single one that I've seen that's like a chai powder just has so much added sugar in it. And then I found this one, and I haven't tried this before, but it's like a liquid chai, and the ingredients are just so simple. It's just filtered water, organic black tea, cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, black pepper, cloves, star anise and salt. And it says all you need to do is add milk and then your sweetener of choice. And there's about, I think, 13 servings in this one bottle. So I'm excited to give that a go because I love a chai. I love a spicy chai, but I don't like the chai leaves. It kind of feels like a bit of a watery tea. I want like a chai latte. I'm hoping I can make one of those at home with this. And the last thing I picked up is these dark chocolate chips because I'm making some cookies, hopefully for our picnic, but even if it rains, just the perfect afternoon for cookies. So let's make some lunch, and a little bit later on I want to show you some new painting supplies that I picked up and a couple of books that I'm reading at the moment as well. So let's make some lunch. choose how sweet it is just by adding in a bit of extra honey or maple syrup, but it's actually quite spicy, which is something I really like in a chai. That paired with one of my little homemade cookies just makes for the most cozy afternoon tea, afternoon chai. I'm hoping we can still go out for a picnic, but the weather looks like it's about to turn again because there are some very dark rain clouds hovering all around us, and I don't want to get down there, set up, and then just pour down with rain. So if not, we might just end up going for a picnic tomorrow instead. So while we're waiting for the weather to decide what it wants to do, I thought I would show you a few things that I have picked up this week, starting with my painting. So I was watching a lot of different YouTube videos, and I noticed that quite a lot of the artists' videos had the tube watercolor paints instead of the pan. I was in France last year and I decided I wanted to start watercoloring, so I picked up this little sort of travel watercolor kit, and it just came with these like 12 different colors, and this is fantastic for traveling because it doesn't weigh very much and it's just very simple. And that's what I've been using so far, and I've really been enjoying it, but I thought I'd like to give the tubes a go. So I picked this up from Amazon, and it's the same brand and pretty much most of the same colors, just in a tube instead of a pen. I think I got this from Amazon. It was about $40 and you get 20 different colors, so I thought that was pretty good value for money. And they're only 5mm tubes, but you really don't need very much. And so they're about this big, and I painted one painting this week with the tubes instead, and I absolutely loved it. I felt like I had so much more control over how potent the color was, and I really enjoyed it. I actually only had time, this has been a very busy week, I only had time to paint once this week, and I painted these little mushrooms. I'll show you. I painted these little mushrooms, and I think this is my favorite painting I've done so far. It was so much fun, and it's just so cute. I just really like it. So then I did notice though a massive difference between using the tubes compared to using the pans. I also got from Amazon these number 6 brushes, which I read that these are like the best, like the most versatile kind of brush, and I didn't realize that they were really long. They're like these giant brushes. Just a comparison, like that's the size of the brushes that I have been using, and now I've just got these like giant brushes. And also they came in a pack of 3 rather than just a pack of 1, so I thought that was quite funny this week as well. So I'm hoping this afternoon, even if we can't make it down to the river for our picnic, I might just do some painting at home, because I have just really been loving it as just a way to switch off, get creative, try something new. It's just been so much fun. And I'm not sure if anyone can relate to this, but I've noticed that kind of go out, like this morning on our walk, I just started to notice colors more, so the different shades of greens or the way the light will hit something, and I've just started to notice these little details a lot more since I've started paying attention to painting and to colors and things like that. And I just thought I don't know if that really makes any sense, but I feel like I'm starting to know the little beautiful details a lot more since I've started paying attention to those things in my painting, but also in, starting this YouTube channel. And I do love photography, so that is something that I've done for quite a few years, and I find that the more you engage in creative things, the more you start to see the beautiful details around you that are really all around you, whether it's the way the light hits the trees or the different shades of greens in amongst like a forestscape, for example. Anyway, they're my little painting pieces that I picked up this week. I also got a couple of new books as well, which I've been absolutely loving. So I'm always, at any one time, I'm always reading 2 books. I read a non-fiction book in the morning, and then I read a fiction book in the evening. And I do this because I feel like the non-fiction book is definitely more of a conscious effort to learn something new or do some self-development. And I do this in the morning before I check my phone, my emails, or anything like that. After I've done my workout or gone for a walk, I will read a non-fiction book while I'm having a cup of tea in the morning. I try to reflect on what I'm learning, so I'll have the non-fiction book plus my journal, and I'll write down some notes that I've picked up from, you know, the pages that I've read, or I'll try and apply it to a situation in my life. It's like kind of like being at school in a sense, but the book I'm reading at the moment is Atomic Habits. I'm really loving it so far. It talks about this concept called habit stacking, and I've applied it to my morning routine at the moment, and I've really noticed a difference, not just in how good I feel throughout the day, having spent a part of my morning really, you know, consciously ticking off things that are going to make me feel good, but also I find like in the evening I'm excited to get up in the morning because of my morning routine. And you can apply this to any part of your day, but I do highly recommend reading this book just to observe habits that you might not be aware of, or to start some new habits, or even break some old habits. Anyway, in the evening I like to read. I love fiction books in the evening. I just think it's such a great way, you know, for me to get away from screens. I work on my computer all day, so when I go to bed in the evening I don't really want to be looking at screens anymore. I very rarely watch TV because I read so many fiction books and I'm a sucker for anything romance or anything really feel good. Are my favorite types of books. I do like thriller books and I guess critically acclaimed kind of books, but I just love a love story. I think they are just the most beautiful books, because who doesn't love love? Anyway, the book I'm reading at the moment is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, and this is the first book of hers that I've actually ever read, and I'm loving it so far. It's so funny and I get so invested in the characters. I really love a book that you actually can sort of, you know, imagine where the characters are and you can picture the scene, and that's something else I love about books. It's just a little break from reality. So they're the books I'm reading at the moment, but if you have any recommendations on books that you've loved in the past or are currently reading, let me know in the comments below, because I would love to start like a little virtual book club almost.